Hi, honey. Come on here. Go to bed. Hi. What a good boy you are. So as promised, brought target sticks today. This is my nose target stick. And this is my foot target stick. And they're, as you can see, very different to distinguish which cue I'm asking for. But to make these very, very simple, I went to Hobby Lobby. These are 3-inch rods, I believe. And this is just a square styrofoam that is covered in colored tape. And this is another 3-foot wooden rod, and I have just stabbed and glued it into the styrofoam ball. Covered this also in tape. Makes it easier to see, makes it a little bit more durable. As you may or may not be able to see, there's a toenail puncture on this one. No worries, they're cheap. But, so, yeah, say what are these, right? Crazy. So some dogs are like, what the heck is that? Not sure about it. Don't really want that close to me. That's okay. We're just gonna reward you because these are in your space, right? And because getting the dog to touch something with their nose is generally easier, I'm just gonna show it to him. Oh, good boy. He barely acknowledged that it was in his space. He just kind of barely looked at it. That's cool. That's all I want. Oh, good boy. Again, you looked at it. Good to go. You get treated for that. He looked away from it, so I took it out of his space and did not reward, right? And notice I'm not sticking it right up in his face. Getting him to touch it with his nose is not near as important as making him feel comfortable enough to touch this with his nose. Or he's just gonna take a nap, one of the two. He's literally falling asleep. Hi, what you think? Stuff moving around? Oh, good boy. He actually put his nose on it that time. So I've got about, I don't know, 6 or so treats in my hand. I'm gonna give him 6 treats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good boy. Jackpot reward for that, right? That's okay. Just gonna take it out of his face. He's just looking at me. That's okay. I'm gonna move it away. Oh, good boy. Say so smart, boy. He touched it with his nose. Popped 4 or 5 treats in his mouth, one right after the other. Really positive association with the stick, right? He got close to it. 1 treat. Treats are out of sight, out of mind over here. I'm gonna move it all the way over here. Show it to me again. He's gonna fall asleep. That's okay. Hey, Drake. Oh, what a good boy. He's like, woman, you've lost your mind. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy. Picks up on that pretty quick. Not all dogs do. Some dogs are like, bite the thing? Don't bite it. It's not to eat. Good boy. So I'm going to put that one away. Right. Thank you for your hand kisses. And so this next one, going to require a little bit more from you. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So I'm going to show him a treat. I'm going to ask him to move over here. Put his bed away. Jake, can you sit? Oh, good boy. Notice my treat hand is behind my back when I'm using my other hand to cue. So I'm going to lay this on the ground. Good boy. I'm going to put my own foot on it. Good boy. He just stepped up to it and touched it with his toe. Good boy. And I'm going to let him step over there now. And on his own pace, he'll just wander off and find it. Or not. Find it. Sorry, that was mean. Drink. Whoop. And again, I'm going to lure him up. Good boy. And just luring up, that gives you a reward. And because I'm on your deck and I'm not sure whether or not it's going to fall through the slats, because that's just mean of me, I'm just going to ask him to sit to reset him. That's okay. That's as close as he feels like he wants to get. I'm going to walk over here with him just to kind of reset him. Good boy. And to reset myself as well, I'm going to put my own toe on the block. Oh, good boy. His toes are touching the side of it. Good boy. And again, I'm going to reset. Resetting is important to make sure that their brain doesn't get what I call frozen. You know how sometimes if you do the same thing over and over and over again, your brain gets kind of stagnant and you get bored with it? Dogs are the same way. Can you sit? Yes. Good boy. Notice he thought about sitting and he kind of like popped back up. I told him yes and gave another slight cue with my hand. He went ahead and did it. Good boy. He's touching it with his toe on the side. We like that. Again, I'm going to put my foot on it first. That's okay. He thought about it and then he sat down. That's all right. That's pretty cool, right? He's like, maybe if I touch it with my nose, she'll give me another treat. That's not what that one's for, right? I'm going to put my foot on top of that one that's between the slats there. I'm going to see if I can lure him this way. I also am going to move this way. Come on. He's like, what are we doing? Good boy. Again, I'm going to put my foot on it. I'm going to make sure I'm not looming over top of him as well. That's okay. That's okay. He just stepped forward. I don't mind. Just a basic introductory there, right? And now I'm going to give him an opportunity to earn another jackpot, right? Because he was picking up what I was putting down particularly well with this stick. Good, sit, Drake. A single treat, because he doesn't always have to sit for me. He offered it, right? We like that, so we're gonna reward it. Good boy. A single treat because the nose almost touched it. I'm gonna move it out of his space. I'm gonna reset. Good boy. That's okay. I'm going to take it out of his face and I'm going to remove it over here. And if you're in your house, you can toss a treat. Sit. Good boy. You can toss a treat, but like I said, I don't like to do that out here because it's mean of me if I toss one and he can't get it because it fell through the slats. See, that's just mean. I'm going to show it to him. That's okay. It's all right. Move it out of his face. Good boy. Notice I'm not using a specific cue yet, right? So for my dogs, So anytime you're teaching a behavior, yes, it's hot out here. Anytime you're teaching a behavior, you just want the behavior to happen before you start trying to put a word with it, because you're essentially trying to teach them a new language. You're trying to teach them what words mean by creating that association. You can have your bed back. There you are, Prince. But when we create those associations with the words, we want them to always be positive, right? You want to lay in the sun, I hear you. But I'm going to request something. Good boy. But anytime we're using a new skill, we want to be very, very specific in what we're asking from our dog. And we want to have in our mind already planned out what it is, the exact perfect picture of what it is we're looking for. So like with this, when his nose touches this target stick, that is exactly what I want. I've got that pre-planned in my mind so that I can really heavily praise and reward when he does that specific thing, right? Good boy, because they have to have clear expectations. You want love? You just want to fall asleep? See, I'm tired now. See, I want to take a nap now. See, don't touch me. That's all right. I won't touch you. Good boy. Good boy. See, yes, it is hot and warm. And you are very good. But that's really nice. That's a good introduction. So, like the foot target is when he's picking up that one foot individually and just setting it on that target. One foot. Doesn't matter which front foot. Touching the target with it, right? That is perfect. We're going to really heavily reward when he does that. But we're also going to reward the steps that lead up to that, because baby steps make big progress. Say, eventually the baby steps make the big progress. Isn't that right? That's the good boy. You're the good boy. But when we eventually start adding a verbal cue to when he touches his nose to something or when he touches his foot to something, me personally, you can use anything you want. I personally like to use touch for the nose target, because that's one of the first things dogs are always going to touch something with, is generally their nose. And then I'm a 90s kid, born in 94. That, if I hit something with my hand, I'm bopping it, right? Bop it. So my dogs are getting to the point where touch, bop, right? You're okay. I'm not slapping anything. Good boy. Just slapping my own little leg. Good boy. He's like, I was asleep. I know. But we're going to differentiate. That's also why these are different colors. And also, when you're choosing colors for your tape, dogs are red-green colorblind. So make sure you don't get like a red and an orange, because those are very, very similar. We want the colors to be very distinctly different, right? You could even do them black and white so that they look very distinctly different to your dog. It's also why we use different shapes that are also different sizes. Say, that was good, boy. That's good introduction. That's all we're going to do with the sticks for today, because obviously he is done with me in my charades. Are you ready to go inside the handsomest? She says, yes, you're exhausting. Go ahead, go on in, Prince Charming.